How you doing, guys? So this is going to be a summarization of the last 3 ayahuasca ceremonies and a brief recap on the first. So with newfound wisdom and understanding, I've been going through a lot of healing lately. Sorry for the videos delays and sorry that I disappeared off the grid for a while. We all have our, journeys in life. Mother Ayahuasca, in the first Masada, I got those geometric fractal oneness kind of melting into the super reality, losing that individuality, and it was beautiful but terrifying and hard to surrender to. I've had a lot of wounds from the feminine energy in my own life that I've begun to heal, like my birth mother not being in my life after the age of 10 until I actively reached out and patched things up and now moved on. And that caused me to never trust women in relationships. That caused me to try to do everything by myself and always be skeptical and looking over my shoulder. It led to a snowball effect of negative patterns. And she also showed me what it'd be like to be Atlas, trying to hold the weight of the world on your shoulders. And I said, Mama, it's too heavy. It's too heavy. I can't do it. And she said, I know. Quit trying. And I've been in and out of those glimpses still, but as these patterns and realizations become more and more imprinted, we're able to break out of those old shackles and embody this newfound wisdom. Moving on to the second ayahuasca ceremony. And that one was the element of air, if I'm not mistaken, according to my friend. And that one, I went in very humble and expecting a lot of pain again. So I was like, all right, Mother Ayahuasca, I don't want to drink this cup, but all right, let's go. So I drank the cup and I laid down on my mat and surrounded by everyone else. The energy felt a lot calmer this time. I was thinking in my head, all right, let's go. This is gonna hurt, but let's go. And she said, all right, you ready? And I'm like, yeah, I guess I'm ready, and let's go. And she showed me some scary stuff, and I was like, no, I'm not budging. Let's go. And then she's like, all right, cool. And she instantly relaxed all the energy. And I almost had no visuals that night. It was kind of hazy, kind of fractally in my peripherals, but it was just this overwhelming sense of clarity. I could just see for miles and miles and miles inside my own mind, heart, and spirit. Like, it was infinite potential. My heart was very open. My intellectual mind was going, but I was able to really organize thoughts, have these dreams of working with certain people, of building certain things, of merging modalities like breath work, plant medicine, and sound healing, Reiki, all these things, all these overlapping modalities that have a similar basis and different application and expression. I had all this beauty with that. This one's probably going to be a quick sum up for this one. I really remember the Iquitos being very guiding. They weren't overwhelming. I was kind of like thumping my chest to the beat of the Iquitos as they were going. And I was just present. I was dancing with it and, doing a little Reiki on myself and others, just throwing love out to the universe, seeing with almost unparalleled clarity. It's some of the clearest I've ever felt in my life outside of Wachuma, which is its own series that I may end up doing, which was the week after the ayahuasca. And after that one, and I don't fully remember my intention, I only had the last 2 written down, but yeah, I just had so much clarity, and it felt like infinite opportunity. It felt light, very light. It was like a heavenly clarity realm, is what it felt like. And then we had a break day, integrated, did our talking stick ceremonies, shared what we learned, and a lot of people had deep, heavy times as well. It wasn't like, oh, this is the energy's calm for tonight. Some people had really, really hard nights, while other people had really calm nights. And it was never set in stone. It'd always kind of shift and switch. And that night, a lot of people had hard downloads while I had an easy night. The next night, I do remember this one. My intention, after some revelations, was to undo generational trauma, to undo collective trauma, and to undo these patterns that have been perpetuating through my lineage, through the collective that were passed down to me and I was embodying. And that one was the element of earth, and this one was the most fractured and jagged. It was hardly fluid. It would be, as soon as I took Mother Ayahuasca, once again, I got a little bit of pride and ego, and I went in thinking, oh, okay, all right. Last night was easy. Me and Mother Ayahuasca have a good relationship. Let's go. And I went in. I was calm. I was, getting in it. I drank the cup, relaxed, lit my mapacho, and I underestimated her again. Yeah, got to drill that pattern in there of, hey, don't do that. And it was very humbling because I was over there like, oh, okay, nothing tonight. All right, let's chill. It's all right. And then she's like, oh, yeah? Hit me with that baseball bat once again, that psychedelic awakening baseball bat. And geometric started coming on. My body started fizzing. Everything just, it was very intense. And this time it wasn't like melting into the super reality. No, I was seeing different shapes. I was seeing different figures. And I was inside myself undoing these patterns, stuck in these negative thought loops and going, no, that's not me. Blah! And just puking it right out. And some of them very seductive. Some of them I was almost like, yes, like hypnotic. And I was like, wait, no, this doesn't feel right here. And then I would purge. And then it got so intense at one point. I remember viscerally, like while the Iquitos were going on, I started vomiting. And I was on all fours. So that ceremony I actually intended to start in a chair. I was laying back in the chair, and then she kicked in a lot, and I, oh God, like eased my way out of the chair and crawled to my mat. And as soon as I got to the mat, all fours. And yeah, this is when I was going through that process of all those things coming up that I am not, and then purging it out. Thought patterns, limiting beliefs, doubt, judgments, prejudices, all these things coming out, all these things that collectively we download but don't belong to us. They're almost like programs we get installed, and we gotta uninstall and say, no, that's not for me. And I viscerally remember being on all fours, and it literally felt like my stomach was getting wrung out like a rag, and I was just vomiting, and I was so delirious, and all I could do was just hold myself in this plank position. I was clenching so hard, retching so painfully, and I just called for Selva. Every single ceremony I had to call for Selva and Don Robert. Like, it was very intense. Mother Ayahuasca taught me a lot, but I had a lot of wounds, and it was very hard for me to surrender to her energy. I'd never completely surrendered, and when I go back again, I seek to change that. But yeah, as I was calling Don Robert, he ended up doing his psychic removal on me once again, and I felt that I was holding on to what he was trying to remove, and that it was almost this vibe of, hey, he's trying to take it from you, but you gotta let it go. And then I just eased up a little bit, and the plank got lighter and lighter, and I felt something leave. And then I started retching some more. And that one was jagged. It was almost like a topographical psychedelic, if that, I don't know, like that's the best way I can describe it. It just had so much up and down everywhere to it. It didn't feel like a flow. It felt like you're up, you're down, you're up. Oh, it was very intense. And on the way after that, I was in a lot of pain. I was really distraught. I was hurting, but I had a lot of clarity, and I felt cleaner. But that was the day before the last ceremony. So the last two were done back to back. So I was like, oh gosh, I feel drained. Alright, I guess I really am doing this. And we all talked after the talking stick ceremony, and several of us wanted to do a cup and a half. I was one of them. And a cup and a half for that last one was very, very intense, and it was exactly what I needed. So, drank the cup, and I drank the other half cup, sat down on my mat, and this was the one that brought it all together. This is the one that really uncovered the jewel that I discovered. And it's not what you would think. So, it started off very strong. I felt this psychedelic vision start coming in again. I felt the energy of Mother Ayahuasca inviting me up. She's like, come child, I'll take you on a beautiful vision quest. I'll take you on a beautiful adventure. It's time for you to learn more. Are you ready? And I was like, yes, I'm ready. Yes, I'm ready. And I started going. And then part of me just held back, and I was like, yeah. And then I recoiled, almost like, you go to pet a cat and they're like, no. That's exactly, I recoiled. And then instantly her energy left, and it was like the second Masada. It was very low geometric. I could very lightly feel her after that. And there was some grief in me that I got really upset, and I was in a lot of pain. So I just started going through my intellectual mind. I was like, oh yeah, solve this problem, do this, do that. And then eventually I slowed down. So it just got more and more painful right here, and I'm like, something's not right. I called Selva over and I said, Selva, I think I messed up. And she was like, what do you mean? I said, I think I missed the opportunity. What do you mean? I couldn't surrender. She gave me an opportunity to go up with her, and I couldn't surrender. She said, it's okay, you can't always surrender. And I just started crying, and she embraced me in a hug. And yeah, Don Robert came and did his thing at one point. I don't remember exactly which point, because what was uncovered was so intense. My perception of time and how things unfolded kind of blended. But I was crying and bawling into Selva's arms, and like a lightning flash, it was like I got struck by lightning, but it was clarity. I saw straight into myself that I wasn't upset that I couldn't surrender. I was upset because part of me was asking for help, and I didn't give it help. And then like a lightning flash, I realized all the people I love and see in my life that I see with fractured hearts, that I've been breaking pieces of my heart off, trying to give it to them, trying to tape it on there to make them feel better, which is obviously not how that works. It just creates two broken hearts. And like a lightning flash, I realized I've been fracturing myself trying to help people instead of making myself whole and guiding people towards their own fulfillment and wholeness that they already have within. And I started crying so hard. My heart started beating painfully so hard, and none of it was dangerous. It really wasn't. It was like heartbreak. It was heartbreak. And it felt like I had this cannonball wound in my chest, just this gaping hole, and I felt so embarrassed because I didn't realize I had a broken heart. I felt so embarrassed that I neglected myself. I felt so embarrassed that I tried to help others in a way that I deeply knew doesn't work at the expense of myself. And it was very, very hard to deal with, but very, very freeing. And then after that, I realized that it wasn't my time to go on that vision adventure with Mother Ayahuasca. In fact, that grief about not being able to go and feeling like the train took off without me, was exactly what I needed to push me to realize that I've been taken off without my heart. That was the jewel. I uncovered the wound in my heart that I began to heal, and that is still healing. And I remember I was in so much pain, and I had all this stuff coming out, and I was saying all these things. I don't remember all of them, but one specifically I remember. that I forgot when I came back, but I remembered and remembered is this hurts so much. I don't want to ever have to go through this again. Knowing I will, but in some way, shape, or form, we all go through our growth. But I thought, this hurts so much. I want to help other people heal from this. I want to help other people heal from their broken hearts, because this hurts so much. I don't want anyone to have to live and deal with this. I want to help people heal this. It hurts, so I want to help people heal from this. And as I begin to put the pieces of my heart back together, I started to feel more whole. After my talking stick ceremony, a lot of people saw me more deeply, and I saw them more deeply. And a lot of things happened after that stay there. A lot of people had very deep healings, and a lot of people had some very, very, very hard times that, in the long run, led to the greatest healings of their lives, myself included. And yeah, I'm so grateful for the entire opportunity and initiation and realizations and healings, the new family and friends and fellowship I got to witness and be a part of at Spiritquest. And this safe space that Selva and the shamans and everyone holds there for us. And it's not just there, it's all over the world, where people, no different than you or me, no different than Selva, Don Robert and the shamans, no different than the staff, no different than anyone else, are just doing our best, leading with this, and working on healing and harmonizing hearts, so that we can all be in a beautiful expression together. Every bit we heal in ourselves is our gift to give back to the world. I often receive lessons and healings, and later on, almost like a mirror, I'll find someone who's going through that exact same thing, and now that I've just been through it, I can empathize and give them some of those tools. So the deepest things I've realized at Spiritquest, I'm sure I left out a lot of details. It's been a while, so I don't 100% remember the entire vision, but the lessons stay, and the lessons keep unfolding. This entire month I've been gone, month and a half, however long it's been, I've been going through a lot of those lessons. One of them's been telling me to slow down, be more present, and that's what I'm gonna work on now. I may not make a video every day, maybe not even every week, but I intend to be more consistent, find more consistency. I'm uncovering more wounds, neuroses, damaged patterns that don't need to be there. And ayahuasca is only one tool of many. Beautiful, beautiful spirit, beautiful guide, Grandmother Ayahuasca is. My deepest understanding is she doesn't unlock anything within you that you don't have within you. The medicine herself does not do, what is the words I'm looking for? She helps you uncover the healing. The healing's within you. The healing's within me. The healing's within us. Same with meditation. Same with breath work. Same with sound healing. Same with yoga. Plant medicines. Hiking. Journaling. Fasting. Healthy dieting. All these, at varying degrees, for particular lessons and in particular uses, right set and settings. All these are tools for us to access that healing within. That healing has always been within each and every one of us. And it's hard to uncover all at once, but it's part of the journey. And another huge download lesson I've had these past months is we can have goals and dreams and aspire to be somewhere beautiful. But if we can't see the beauty in the present moment, then we're not truly living. If we can't be here now, we're disconnected from our hearts. If we can't enjoy where we're at, no matter how beautiful or dark it is, we're not going to enjoy where we're going. So all those dreams for the future we have, absolutely, they're beautiful to plan for, and we should. but not at the expense of the present moment. And we should learn from the past, but we shouldn't live there either, not at the expense of the present moment. This moment is all we truly have. This moment, and then this moment, and then this moment, and then this moment. We live now, in the present moment. That and so many other lessons. But if I could leave you with anything, is ayahuasca. She is a wonderful healing teacher. And I don't remember the exact verbiage on this quote, but from Don Howard Lawler. He said, we do Mother Ayahuasca not because we partake in ayahuasca not because it's easy, but because it's so hard. That contributes to the healing. It's part of the healing process. It's part of that challenge that pushes us to go forward. It catapults us forward. And path's different for each of us. Some people do ayahuasca 100 times, 1,000 times. Some people do it once. Some people do it nonce. It depends. She's a wonderful teacher. And we can be good students and learn and be receptive. So if Mother Ayahuasca is calling to you, I hope this has been a good video to inspire you in some of the healing that can be uncovered. And once again, don't make assumptions or judgments based off of this. Take only what resonates. Don't take anything I say for gospel. Only take what resonates here, because this is my experience. Your experience will be completely different based on who you are, where you're from, what your lifestyle is, what your past history is, what your traumas and struggles are, what your blocks are, what your gifts are, and everywhere you've been, and the family and friends you surround yourself with. It's going to make your path unique. So when you're going through with Mother Ayahuasca, remember that. Lead with love, have courage, have patience, and surrender as best you can. Those 3 things will help you so much to work with not just ayahuasca, but any plant medicine, and frankly anything in life. And do your research. Let this be an inspiration, but let this not be a be-all, end-all. This is a tool. This video is a tool, an inspiration, an education. And I pray that you find all the healing you deserve, brothers and sisters. With love, peace, and wisdom, I am so blessed to be on this adventure with you guys, on this beautiful earth, in this beautiful cosmos, floating through this beautiful space. The light in me that is also within you, I see you. Namaste.